Right, we're back. So, funny old world here. So that looks as like that's as tight as it can go. So now, with a mallet, we're going to tap that cover back in. We're going to put some bolts through just to guide it. Somebody there. Funny working on your own, then somebody just turns up and puts you off your stride. So gradually, now we know that this bolt is pulled all the way through, we can tighten this down just progressively, look, ever so slightly. Don't go gung-ho and turn it aside, because that seal in the top is kind of crucial. You don't want to break it. That's why I put plenty of ATF to guide it in there, and also make sure that there's a chamfer in the top, just like it's chamfered for the seal. Just make sure it's really nice and clean, there's no rust or debris in there, you know, everything has to be clean. They're a funny old thing, these power steering systems, is because there doesn't seem to be a filter. There's a filter in the reservoir for when you're topping up, but not for when it's running. Strange that. Well, that's how it seems to be to me. But one little tip I used to do with the reservoirs, I used to take the filter out and I just used to drop a magnet inside. Just a little, these cheapy magnets you get from a dollar store. Just to collect any metal. Because sometimes I've known some of my customers run, you know, they've run out of oil, but the steering's working, so hey, that's okay. Alright, so that's... So they get metal, the pump wears out, and then that metal goes into the reservoir and then gets, well, not from the pump, but it eventually works its way into the steering box and grinds up the steering box. Look at that, that's lovely that now. Now we've got backlash now. You see? Got backlash in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the rest of the instructions. I'm going to give them a quick read. No doubt we need our little whirligig thing on there. And I'm going to try and see what we need to set up. Alright? So the next bit we need to do is do the piston end cover. Again, plenty of lubrication on there. Just drop it into the hole. Tap it down. There we go. And now we can fit the spring clip. Where was the hole? The hole's on that side. So, using a screwdriver that we've probably gone missing. I've been doing all sorts of jobs today and tools are everywhere because running up and down. Oh, damn it, just wait a minute, I'll go and get a screwdriver. And my screwdriver. And now we're going to fit this clip. This might be a bit of a bugger. Might be easy, might be a bugger. Too greedy with that clip. Says just tap in. I don't think I'm going to tap into there because it's like so rigid. Must be a technique. There'll be a technique somewhere. There always is with Land Rover. But like I say, I just don't do these often enough. This is what you could do with a mate to help your hand, help you like. I think it'll tap in. Yeah. I've got to think of something. Wait a minute. So I kind of worked out, using a pair of vice grips, if you nip the end of the spring clip, the opposite end here, and force it into the groove at the bottom, the damn thing almost falls in on its own. And then it's just a matter of snapping it in. Whew. How easy was that? Clean up. Alright, so we've got a lot of oil everywhere. So that's that. So the clip's in, everything's in there. So now I've got, so that was easy, you know, you got the clip in. That's not going to come out now. What a mess about. Gee, if you were doing this every week it would be easy, or once a month it would be easy, but I think it must have been about 5 years, 6 years since I did one of these. Hence I made the tool, but now I've lost it. So I'm going to look at the next bit, because I think the next bit is setting up the tension, the backlash in the selector shaft. So what it says now is we've got to turn this from lock to lock. So I've got the little wheel I've put at the bottom. So I think it's about 3.5 turns. So there's 1, 2, 3, 3.5. So we're going to go back 1 3/4, and the shaft should now be in the middle. So what it's asking now is we've got to turn, set the worm centre. We've done that. Rotate the selector shaft adjusting screw anti-clockwise to obtain backlash between the input shaft and the selector shaft. Rotate the selector shaft adjusting clockwise until backlash is eliminated. This is going to be a good test to put an arm on, like this. I know it doesn't fit on there, but at least we can see quite clearly the backlash. So you can see me turning it. And look at that backlash there. Can you see? You see that? So that's just, backlash is play, really. So what we're going to do is adjust this down a little bit at a time until that backlash is all but gone. And you can see it's getting smaller and smaller, you know, the amount. And this is why it's terribly difficult to do these on a car, because you see, getting slower, getting smaller. I'm only doing half a turn at a time. Ooh, we're getting there now, look at that. A little bit more. A little bit. Quarter of a turn at a time now. A little bit more. Ooh, I think we're on the money there. Yep, we're on the money there. So that's good. So we've got no backlash. And what's it say now? Oh, this is going to be complicated. Well, I've got to read this one. So what it's saying now is that we measure the torque of here, the resistance. Remember now we're dragging a piston, we're dragging an arm, we're dragging everything through there. And before we had it set up to 2 pounds, and now that's zoomed up to 3. So what it's saying is, turn the selector shaft adjusting screw till the figure recorded is increased by 0.9 to 0.13 kilos or 2 to 3 pounds when the lock nut is tightened. So I'm going to just tighten that up a little bit. So I've got the lock nut on, and I'm going to just tighten that up a little bit and just nip up the lock nut and see what sort of figures we've got now. Oh, that's too much. Whoa, that's 7 pounds. You see why it's important? Back it off a bit. 6 pounds. Back it off again. Tighten it up. Remember, when we started off we had £2, so we're aiming for 4, and that is bang on the money. So that's good. So let's tighten this down. We'll tighten it down all properly later. That's good. Let me have a look and see what's happening here. Turn the rack adjuster. Oh, this is why it's really important. I didn't realise there was so much into this. So sorry, I'm reading it as I'm going along. So now it's saying the rack adjuster, which is here, to increase that figure recorded by another £2 to £3. So what did we have on there? We had £4, didn't we? So we're looking for about £6 now by turning that one a bit tighter. No, that's still on 4. Get all this. Ooh, there is 6 on the money. It's not bad. I just want to have a quick look at this. Now, obviously we took this apart and I marked it up before. There's my 2 little dots there. But you see, it's gone actually past that point. I wonder if that's a bit too tight. I'm going to back it off a little bit, just a hair to there. I think I'm happier there. I think. Yeah, no, that feels really nice now. What is that at? See, that's at £4. I keep pulling it. Oh, it doesn't take much. That's £5. I think, no, I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. So that's £5. And now I need to put the grub screw in. Now I have a set of new grub screws because that one was broken. I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is what the grub screw looks like. It's supposed to have a nylon pad on the end inside a little Allen grub screw. The other one was missing. I don't know where that's gone. So what we're going to do is simply put that back into there. Wind it down. That's to stop the screw coming out, really. Wind it down. Now, as you saw, I didn't put any new gaskets in it, apart from this little piece here, because this steering box is only done. They look pretty good. I think somebody's just changed the for the reconditioning. All they've done is just change the seals. I don't think they've done anything else really. Maybe ground the shaft. But that feels really nice now. That's I'm very happy with that. Very positive. So that's basically, in a nutshell. I've got the end caps to tighten down. I'm going to do those now. But in a nutshell, that's it. I do think you need this little tool. I don't think you can do it by hand. You know, I don't think you can get the feel. But like I say, very primitive. It's only a bit of broken shaft and a spline and 2.5 inch diameter. And then you can follow the manual. Now that manual is out of a 200 TDI, and it seems to be, although it's complicated, it's a bit clearer than other ones I've seen. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to fasten the bolts up, clean it all up, give it a coat of paint, and we're done. Hope you like that. And if you did like it, subscribe and hit the like button, and show this to your friends, because they might just learn something. Not to do it, just go and buy a new one. See you later. Don't go away yet. Just as a little PS, I just wanted to say something about this job. First of all, if you want to take this on, yes, you can do it with basic hand tools, but you do need a little hexagonal screw. You could use a bolt, I suppose. It's, let me see, it's approximately, what did I say, 1 5/8 inch, around about 1 5/8. So you need something like that, but also you need something to torque around that disc, and I just knocked that out of bits of scrap. Now, I know it looks like scrap, but it does the job. Other than that, a mallet, 15mm, 19mm socket, some tape to protect the ends, a little punch to do the locking nut, a punch, make sure it goes through that hole, a little punch to go through there, screwdriver, not much really, not much, maybe a pair of vice grips, but just be careful on the splines, don't tighten them up. You saw me using vice grips on the splines, but that was purely just to get a grip to turn the box. It wasn't actually to force anything off. One other thing I wanted to say to you is that the selector shaft that goes through here is actually, if you buy it from Land Rover, it's actually more than a new steering box. I can't work that one out, but if you were to buy the parts, if you see a lot of damage inside, you know, the bearings are shot and this, that and the other, just walk away. Honestly, just walk away, because they're too expensive to fix. Again, this was a left-hand drive one. Nothing different in the right-hand drive, nothing at all. So there you go. That's about the Land Rover steering box. Now I'm going to fit this to my 130, because mine is pouring out of here, I think. So I'm going to do the same thing again, but next time I'm going to fit the seals. So hopefully next time, if I do a video, you'll be able to see me how to replace the seals. But if these seals in this gearbox, they hadn't done 2 minutes work, literally 2 minutes, and it was leaking. It hadn't even been on the road. So I hope we've fixed it now. Yeah, so there we go. Talk to you later.